The alley reeked of garbage and rain-soaked concrete as I ran, my attacker's laughter echoing behind me. Then, silence. A shadow moved. 1 second my pursuer was there, the next he was on the ground, his wrist bent at a sickening angle. The stranger stood over him, backlit by a flickering street lamp, his hands still curled into fists. Our eyes met. His gaze was arctic, cold enough to freeze my breath in my throat. No words. No reassurance. Just that look, like he'd already decided something about me. Then he was gone, melting into the darkness as if he'd never been there at all. My knees shook. My lungs burned. And I knew, deep in my bones, that this wasn't over. Men like him don't save lives. They collect debts. 7 nights later, he appeared in my doorway like a summoned nightmare. No knock. No warning. Just him, all broad shoulders and predatory stillness, flooding my apartment with the scent of leather and storm winds. You owe me. His voice scraped against my skin. I forced a laugh, backing toward the kitchen knife I'd taped under the table. I never signed that contract. His smile didn't reach those glacial eyes. Contracts are for civilized men. When he stepped forward, the floorboards groaned. My pulse hammered loud enough that he had to hear it. Rule 1, debts are paid in blood or flesh. Rule 2, he decides the currency. That night, his fingers traced my jaw like a banker counting coins. I don't want your money, little rabbit. The nickname slithered down my spine. I want your fear. The game began with whispers. Midnight deliveries, a black Versace dress pulling on my sheets, its thigh-slit screaming look but don't touch. A burner phone buzzing with coordinates to a penthouse where champagne bubbles burst like inhibitions against my tongue. I wore defiance like armor. Until the limousine. Leather seats cold against my thighs. His knuckles grazing my neck as he murmured "kneel," a word that wasn't a request but a revelation. My knees hit the floor before my pride could intervene. His grip in my hair wasn't cruel. That's what undid me. Good girl. 2 words that shattered my illusions. His kiss tasted like victory and expensive scotch, his teeth nipping my lower lip until I gasped. The limo hit a pothole. I didn't pull away. That's when I realized, the dress, the club, the commands? They weren't the game. My surrender was. The game changed when my body betrayed me. That first unbidden moan, the way my back arched when his knuckles brushed my ribs, sealed my fate. Killian's eyes darkened with vicious triumph as he realized, I craved the very things I swore to hate. Pathetic, he'd murmur against my pulse, biting just hard enough to make me whimper. Yet his hands worshipped my skin, mapping every shiver as if memorizing prayers. The night he claimed me, leather cuffs bit into my wrists as he stretched me across his sheets. No gentleness. No lies. Just relentless hands and a voice like shattered whiskey. Tell me you want to escape. His teeth grazed my collarbone. I'll love watching you fail. I spat curses. He laughed. Then his mouth found that spot beneath my ear, and my hips lifted in silent plea. Mine, he growled as I shattered, not just from pleasure, but from the agony of knowing. Some chains don't bind the body. They brand the soul. The velvet restraints were the first clue this went beyond obsession. Cool against my skin. Too soft for what they represented. The click of each buckle echoed like a death knell as Killian secured them with terrifying precision. I thrashed, my pulse wild, but his hands never faltered, steady as a surgeon's as he bound me to his bed. You'll fight me. His thumb traced my racing heartbeat. You'll scream. You'll hate me. Moonlight carved his face into something inhuman, all sharp angles and shadowed hunger. His fingers trailed lower, pausing just above the lace edge of my underwear. But tonight? A dark promise in his voice. Tonight, I ruin you for anyone else. I spat defiance. He smiled. Then his mouth was on me, and the fight dissolved into something worse, want. My back arched, a broken sound escaping as his teeth grazed my inner thigh. Beg, he ordered against my skin. I bit my lip bloody trying to resist. He laughed, low, wicked, and doubled his efforts until my resolve shattered with my climax. The worst part wasn't the restraints. Wasn't the pleasure. It was the horrifying realization. I'd crawl back for more. The world whispers about the girl who vanished, about empty apartments and unanswered phones. They search shadows that don't belong to me anymore. They don't know the truth. That when Killian's text lights up my phone, my skin already burns for him. That when he snaps his fingers, my knees hit the floor before my pride can protest. They'll never understand how his cruelest commands now sound like salvation. Open. I part my lips for his cigar smoke, the burn a sacrament. Beg. My voice cracks on please, please, please as his belt bites my thighs. The mirrors in his bedroom don't reflect the woman I was, just the perfect ruin he's made of me. Bruises like violets on my hips. Teeth marks circling my wrists. A hunger in my eyes that matches his own. The police file says missing. The silk sheets say home. Tonight, as he drags the knife's edge down my spine, not cutting, just promising, I realize the horror and the glory. I wasn't stolen. I was chosen. And when he murmurs mine against my trembling mouth, the only lie left is pretending I'd ever want to be anything else.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like and subscribe.